say, we are just in winter, and soon after this, when all the trees seem without leaves, lifeless, your garden has become lifeless, it will take only two months, 2 weeks rather, when spring sets in, to see that which was totally dead reanimated. In no time you will see the gardens full with leaves, trees full of leaves. You will see the flowers bloom. But you did not expect if you see it as it is now, because it is just as dead as anything. And if anyone came and saw this, he might say that this will never revive. But it takes only a few days, and suddenly you find the whole city full of flowers. Where did it come from? The tree which was totally divested of the leaves, the birds had deserted the tree. Now immediately you find life everywhere. That is why the Prophet used to say, these are the ahadith which do not connect or have any connection with namaz or roza. These are ahadith of the Prophet which have direct connection with observation and intellect. إِذَا رَأَيْتُمُ الرَّبِيعَ, the Prophet said, whenever you see spring setting in, إِذَا رَأَيْتُمُ الرَّبِيعَ فَاكْثُرُوا ذِكْرَ النُّشُورِ. When you see that a spring is setting in, and that which was dead has again got life into it, try to remember resurrection more often. That means the same way as this became lifeless and then there was life again, the same way there shall be death, and after death there shall be rising again. He told the Arabs then, but the Arabs could not reconcile between the two. Today we have this hadith, إِذَا رَأَيْتُمُ الرَّبِيعَ فَاكْثُرُوا ذِكْرَ النُّشُورِ. When you see the spring, remember how we shall all be resurrected, and remember more often. The difference is that all of us sleep. All of us. Once you feel sleepy, there is no one to prevent you. And if you are prevented from sleeping, I think that is the severest torture one can give to anyone. You can deprive a man from food, from drink, he can put up. But if you deprive him of sleep, for some time he might go mad. So we sleep, all of us. Allah in Quran says, Allahu yatawaffal anfus hina mawtiha wallati lam tamut fi manamiha. Allah takes full control of every soul when death occurs. And if death does not occur, then he takes that control during the sleep. Yatawaffa means to take into full control. Yatawaffal anfus hina mawtiha, if it dies. Wallati lam tamut, if it is not to be dead, fi manamiha, then he is sleeping. We are in his control every time we sleep. He has given an analogy and a parallelism between death and sleep. Then he gives the difference. فَيُمْسِكُ الَّتِي قَضَى عَلَيْهَا الْمَوْتِ. If death is destined and decreed, then that nafs which has been taken control of is withheld, not to come back. وَيُرْسِلُ الْأُخْرَى إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى. Those who are not destined to die, they are only asleep. Nafs is allowed to go back for a fixed period. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. And in this process there are signs for a community which thinks, Allah says. So when we die, if we are destined to die, if we sleep and we are destined to die, then that nafs cannot come back, because يُمْسِكُ الَّتِي قَضَى عَلَيْهَا الْمَوْتِ. He withholds it. If it is only asleep, he allows to go back. But إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى, only for a fixed period. That means if he didn't die tonight, there is one day when he will die. إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى. So this is what happens, that we do die and we sleep, and the sleep is a sister of death. Only if we... Haven't you seen people sometimes refusing to shut their eyes? I have seen a friend of mine who was seriously ill, and when he was taken over by sleep, he refused to close his eyes and shut his eyes. So we told him, what happened? Why don't you sleep? He says, if I shut, I'll die. So he is sleepy, he is ill, he must take rest, but he fears death. He doesn't want to wink, feeling that if I shut my eyes like this, I'll die. He doesn't know that you are definitely every night in his control when you die, when you sleep. The only thing is this, that death and approach of death gives us a time of an appraisal of what we have done so far. I said last time that it passes before the eye of the dying person like a strip of film showing what he did. Many people sometimes ask, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take account of our deeds. Has he kept an accountant? And if he has, how many accountants? The people have been on this planet over the last thousands of centuries. And on a day of judgment, which is Yawm al-Qiyamah, he is going to take account of everyone, even if he employs as many malaika as he wishes. It will take a long time to complete. And has he considered one very important factor that human being can deny and can also justify? A human being is so clever, and it is for that cleverness that it has got an edge over malaika, because the malaika do not know this cleverness. But a human being has an edge over malaika because of that particular bent of intelligence, that it can always justify its wrong deed, and it can also offer many excuses. It can also deny altogether. In Gujarati they say, Masjid ma gayu tu kaun? He can straight away say, Allah, Ya Allah, I never did this. Ghalib said this. Ghalib's mashhoor sha'r, couplet, famous is, Pakde jate hain farishton ke likhe par nahaq. We are being arrested because the farishta have written nahaq, without justification. Admi koi hamara dame tahrir bhi tha. When the malaika wrote down whatever he wrote, was there a witness on my part? How can I accept it? The thing is this, that people have understood differently, that they think that they are going to be accountable the way we are accountable to each other. Jamaat accountable to the public, businesses accountable to the shareholders and directors and things like that, or to the income tax department. That is not the way. The way is very simple, very simple. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Kafa alayka bi nafsika al-yawma hasiba. Today you are an accountant of yourself. The strip will just run before you, within you, and you will see that you lied and you killed and you had done the backbiting, that you usurped, that everything you did is before you. And you are the judge and you are the accountant and nobody else. When one becomes an accountant of himself, self-evident standing there is no need for anyone to come and deny. There is no denial. Who will deny? When you are your own accountant, your own judge. That will happen. And Quran says, وَجَاءَتْ سَكْرَةُ الْمَوْتِ بِالْحَقِّ ذَلِكَ مَا كُنْتَ مِنْهُ تَحِيدٌ. This intoxication, this ecstasy of death shall come, and that is destined and true. Whether you die by accident, whether you die by immediate heart arrest, whether you die with prolonged illness, whether you die drowning, whether you die burning, whichever way we die, there is an ecstasy of death which comes, which is sakaratul maut. ذَلِكَ مَا كُنْتَ مِنْهُ تَحِيدٌ. It was this moment you were trying to escape from. The Quran says, فَكَشَفْنَا عَنْكَ غِطَاءَكَ. We are going to lift all the veils from your eyes. فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيدٌ. Your eyes today is going to be very sharp. You shall see what you tried to forget. So that is the time when actually, apart from this, human being knows what is the sum total of my life. When Imam Ali alayhi salam on 20th of Ramadan or 19th, after being hit by the sword of Ibn Muljim, the first declaration made by him was, Fuztu bi Rabbil Kaaba. I have been successful in my life, I swear by the God of Kaaba, by God of Kaaba. That means he did not tell anything. It was a message to us.